Hey, what's going on there, guys? Welcome back to another prepared video. Today we have in front of us a new acquisition, which is the FsLabs A320. I've recently purchased it after much consideration because it's a pretty expensive aircraft. It cost me $191 after the currency change and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty expensive, and I had to think it through whether it's a good investment, because there are also other add-ons that I was planning on buying. But I realized FsLabs A320 is a good step forward over the Airsoft A320. So yep, I just went ahead and purchased it, and so here we are. Today we are on the ground at Melbourne Marine International Airport at the gate Bravo 24. The scenery is by Orbx. It's Orbx Melbourne version 3. So yeah, we are flying off to one of my favorite airports, favorite approach, which is Queenstown. Queenstown is in New Zealand, South Island. I've been there in real life, and the approach was pretty amazing and scary at the same time, because you're basically flying through the mountains, and it's a very short runway. Runway is around 6,000 feet long. Let me just confirm it with Wikipedia. Runway is 6,204 feet long. So yeah, I'm gonna check the flight time right now. So Melbourne to Queenstown, it's going to be 30 hours and 20 minutes. So yeah, let's set up the aircraft and get on our way. So firstly, the external power goes on, and batteries to on as well. I'll set the volume up a bit. ADRS goes to nav, and wait for this to test itself. Okay, we'll turn on the FMCs, and on the right side as well. It's gonna turn on. Doesn't seem like it wants to turn on the left side. Okay, finally turned on. I realized I forgot to update the ARAC, so it shows 1801, but I'll update it soon anyway. I don't think there's a ARAC, any SIDs that are different between 1801 and 1905 for Melbourne, so it's all good. I'll check the Melbourne QNH, which is 1029. So I'll set that like so. So firstly, we need to go to the payload. So today we are carrying a zero fuel weight of 58.5. I'll brighten that up so you guys can see. And on the fuel, we'll be taking 8.7 tons, 8674. Go over here, and we'll put in YMML to NZQN. November Zulu Quebec November, which is the Queenstown Airport. We'll insert the flight. And flight number, today our flight number would be New Zealand, or Air New Zealand 864. Cost index will be 20. Flight level today, we're cruising at flight level 350. The fuel block is set to 8.7. and then this stuff will be calculated. Flight plan, we need to select our departure runway, which will be runway 34 according to the winds, and the course 8 departure and course 8 planned route. So insert that, then I'll go down here and check the route, which is all correct because I've exported it from PFPX. So yep, that's all good. We'll go to perf. So for our perfs, we need to use the trim calculator by FSLabs themselves. So we need to check the payload, and then I'll check the center of gravity, which is 33.1, and then I'll click calculate, so it's 1.0 down. Flaps 1/1.0 down. Then flex today 57. And then we get our V speeds 140, 140 and 141 for V2. IRS aligns in 30 minutes. And the baggage is arriving. I'm not too sure why this part is not loading. It's really weird. Okay, it loaded now. Right, where are the passengers? I do not hear any passengers. Is it because of my settings? Or maybe. So anyway, we'll go ahead and set flight level 350 here. And then heading today will be 340. Very long to rotate this thing to 340, and then speed we'll just left click it. Crew supply. What else do we have here? Nav and logo lights, which will turn on. Seatbelt signs. Ground control. Turn this to airport. It's almost aligned, so that's good.
And loading. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure.
Okay, so we just turn on the PA in our cockpit as well, so we can hear what's going on.
Fastened, ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
That's cool. Okay, it'll go on return, and then we need to go to controls, and then rudder pedals, and pedal this button to sticky. That's all good. FMGC, flight plan, and yup. Okay, so RS has aligned. We'll wait for the baggage to load, which it has, and then it will close by itself. I think. So since they released this new thing, the Atsu, I haven't learned how to use it yet in detail, so I need to learn before I make another video on the A320. But because I'm so excited that I purchased this, I just decided to jump in and do a flight. Although it's not really that important to do this yet. I don't think. But yeah, I think the most important stuff is the ATIS and stuff. So ATIS, fuel not really needed, boarding as well. Right, so APU to start. And then we will get the jet base to go back. And then we'll start the APU because the start valve has to open. Fuel pumps to on. Parking brake is set. Thrust levers idle. A bit of lag, please don't crash. Okay, it didn't. Right, so the flap is open and it's gonna start. Then we'll request for pushback and departure. Tilt to the right and nope. Set this to VOR 1 and 2. Beacon light can go on now.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
APU is available. APU bleed to on. External power to disconnect. And then on the MCDU menu, we go to options, external controls, disconnect ground chocks, disconnect the GPU. So that's good.
Locking gear. Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push.
Parking brakes released.
Start at will.
Whoa, what's this? Okay. Put this to ignition start. I don't know why there's a lag spike. Please don't crash. Okay. Wait for the PSI to rise to at least 30, which it has, and engine starts.
I've just been dropped into one of the most beautiful places on Earth. And for the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey along the majestic Routeburn track. Seeing as you're waiting to take off, I'm going to take you through a few of the safety drills I've picked up on my adventures. Even if you've been flying for years, you're paid to watch carefully. I've learned some things in the wild you might not have seen before. First up, make sure anything you're carrying is safely stuffed. And the lockers overhead. Lockers in the wild are pretty hard to find. This will do. Unlocking gear.
Or if it's something useful you'd like to keep handy, you can slide it under the seat in front of you.
Tow truck disconnected.
You're going to have to follow any directions from the crew and any signs that light up overhead. If the seatbelt sign does light up, nip back to your seat and clip into your seatbelt. Should fit snugly and be low across your hips, like this. They recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight. But If you do need to get up while I'm chasing lunch, undo the seatbelt by lifting the flap. If an oxygen mask suddenly drops down in front of you, you could use it as a portable loo, but a much better idea is to pull down on the mask, place it over your nose and mouth, and tighten by pulling on both sides of the elastic. If you're seated with children, like a good scout, be prepared by putting your own mask on first before helping with theirs or others who may need a hand. Don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate, oxygen will flow through these tubes automatically.
If an emergency were to happen during takeoff or landing, either brace yourself on the seat in front of you or place your hands on your head with your elbows on the outside of your thighs and your feet flat on the floor.
Something you can always rely on that is within easy reach of your seat is a life jacket. You can find yours right here under your seat. That's super easy to put on while seated. Take it out of its pouch, put it over your head, clip the straps together and pull tight. Pulling this handily placed red tab inflates the jacket. Chopped away. But don't tug it until you've left the aircraft. And if you need more air, blow into this mouthpiece. If you've got an infant, flight attendants will be on hand with a life jacket for them too. If you need to light up on the journey, just hold back. You should know smoking is banned in every nook and cranny of the aircraft. And of course that includes all the loos on board too. If needed, there's escape path lighting to guide you to the nearest exit when it's dark. Oh, it's a rude awakening to the taste buds.
Your crew are now pointing out your exits, so take a quick scan of the area and count the number of rows from your seat.
Keep in mind that your nearest exit may be behind you.
Power off all electronic devices during takeoff and landing. Transmitting devices like mobile phones can play havoc with aircraft systems and must not be used in flight, unless you switch them to flight mode. And make sure that all cellular Wi-Fi and Bluetooth capability is off. Hi. Okay, it's almost time to wrap this up, but finally, before takeoff, clear your tray table back, make sure your seat back is upright, your armrest down, and your window shade is fully up. Fasten your seatbelt, stow your screen and remote, and ensure those electronic devices are definitely powered off, or else. So if you've missed any of the adventure, take a good look at your safety card and the seat pocket in front of you.
From the airline that's committed to keeping New Zealand beautiful, thanks for coming on this journey with us. Have a great flight and hi to mine.
Okay, so that was a safety video. I'm not sure what happened to that guy over there, but we are lining up runway 27 all the way to max, spoilers to arm, and takeoff config test is complete. Oh, it's normal. Engine 1 oil low temperature delay takeoff. We'll turn this off for pedal disc and parking brake set. Check the oil temps, 45 degrees, so yeah, that's a bit of a trouble. Takeoff config is normal. Landing lights is on. All the exterior lights are on, wing lights on, seatbelt signs is on. This can go back to normal. Spoilers are on, flaps to 1, T-cars to TA. Okay guys, parking brake off. Ready for first takeoff. In the A320. Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Chrono is checked. 100 knots is way past that. V1, rotate. And got that crosswind from the right. Positive climb, gear up. And thrust to climb. Flaps to 0. Follow the flight directors. And autopilot 1 to on. Okay. Let's see. You can turn off the exterior lights. The runway turn off lights can go to off. Nose lights can go to off as well. CCAS can go to TARA. And CCAS is on. Spoilers can go to disarm. Weather radar is already on, which is good. So yeah guys, I'll see you all when we are descending into Queenstown. Stay tuned. Guys, so we are right now descending into Queenstown Airport, passing through flight level 130. So yeah, I had to look at a lot of charts to ensure that we actually take the correct approach, especially when it's very cloudy right now. We need to, ensure we stay above the mountains, so we're gonna put the terrain on on ND, which is the display over here, the navigation display. QNH is 1012. Yeah. So right now we're going to Ibabu, and there's a lot of wind. So we need to be at flight level 120. We are almost there, and then by we need to be at 6,700 feet, which I'll set right now. Hopefully the clouds are not as bad when we descend to a lower altitude. It'll be quite hard for us to see or spot the runway. So yeah. Anyway, we'll do our perfs, which is the landing speed, which is 138. I've entered in all the destination data. So our wind today is 242 at 130. So we've changed the runway to runway 23 RNF. So we need to turn this on. And then I initially wanted to take 05 because the approach looks a bit nicer, but yeah, the wind has changed, so we have to take runway 23. And for some reason it's a bit laggy right now. Didn't experience that at first. Maybe because there's a lot of clouds. We're passing through flight level 100. Landing lights can go on. So far it's taken us 2 hours and 50 minutes. Not actually sure how long it will take us to descend all the way. As you can see on the display right here, we have a lot of waypoints to follow before we get to the approach or short finals. We have to go through, I think there's mountains on the side here, so we're passing through the mountains. You can turn on our exterior lights as well. So yeah, there's a lot of wind, you can hear the sounds. Auto brake can go to medium. And just one cool feature I found out is that you can actually move the shaders right here. For example, if you want a shader, you can have just two shaders. Yeah. And up here as well, if you guys click this, you can bring this down. And then maybe once you're landing, you can bring it up. Although I'm not that sure if some airlines have the middle shader. I don't think they do. Most airlines don't, I think. Just gonna decrease all the aviation to 0. I don't want any aircraft to be on the approach. So we are at 6,700 feet now, just to confirm that it's the altitude it's supposed to be at, which it is. So we can maintain this altitude until we pass Adverb, and then we'll go so on down to 5,000 feet, I believe, and then maybe to 4,000. I do not want to direct to any waypoint. I just want to play safe because there are a lot of mountains right now, and it's very cloudy, so I don't want to crash into any mountains. And it's raining. That makes it even worse. Right. Oh, did we already pass through the rain? Well, that's cool. Oh no, we haven't. Let me check the airport, whether it's actually raining there, because last time I checked the ATIS it wasn't. We can actually use the feature now to our advantage, the ATSU. Go to AOC menu, go to arrival ATIS, and I believe it will go to receive messages. No information. Wow, okay. Not good. This is weird. Okay. Forecast. No information. Okay. I've got to check this later. Right, we've passed through Advut. We need to go down to 5,100 feet now. So left click that, which will put us on a descent. And we can see the mountains. So what we'll do is we'll turn this off, the GPWS for terrain, so it doesn't keep warning us about it. We'll also arm the spoilers. Not sure why it keeps raining. Company message. Let's check that. Yep, it's just nothing. Right, we need to go down to 4,200 feet. Then push down to 3,000 and 2,500. At least the clouds are kind of clearing up. And yeah, it's getting a bit wet here. I'm not sure if they actually land in the rain. Yeah. I think if the wind is okay, they should be able to land. But I think normally if they can't land and they need to divert, they'll divert to the Wellington airport. 2,500 is checked. Localizer to on. Whoops, no, I need to turn on the approach after this. Uh, 2,500 feet. Set that. Right. Flaps 1. Get on. We'll set the speed down to 150. Flaps 2. I kind of see the runway. Flaps 3 and flaps 4. Whoa. 138 is our V speed. Autopilot disconnect. My aircraft.
Hundred above. Minimum.
Continue.
$1,000.
Checked. Okay. Kind of doing decent. I apologize if my joystick is too noisy. I'm making a lot of corrections, especially if you can see the wind is 70 knots. Not sure why the runway scenery hasn't loaded in. $50 knots of wind, good on the approach. Okay, all good. Whoa.
$50, $40, $30, $20, retard, $10, retard,
versus and 70 knots spanner braking. Okay, we will go ahead and turn on the pedal disc so we can use the tiller, and we have to chuck our UV here. Whoa, that turn is too much. Okay, so spoilers can go back down. Flaps can go back up. Not sure why my joystick keeps going to the right. On my pedal, sorry. Can turn this to slow because it's a bit too noisy. I need to go and fix that issue with the runway. maybe reinstall the scenery would solve the problem. And stop our chrono as well. So 2 hours and 50 minutes. APU can go to start. So yeah, 3 hours on the dot. And then we'll take gate number 2. Gate number 3, which is just here. Flight directors and RS can go to off. You can turn off the wipers as well. Turn the terrain GPWS to on. It's gonna be a bit tricky taxiing this aircraft, especially without rudder pedals. So I'm just using my joystick, which is pretty difficult. Running lights can go off. Taxi lights, runway turn off lights to off. Strobe can go off. Parking is not very good. APU is available, APU bleed can come on, and engine shut down. Yep, that wasn't a very good parking. I know, you don't have to repeat that. Lights can go off, beacon lights can go off, below 20% and 1. Nose lights can go off. Fuel pumps can go off as well. ADRS can go off. TCAS can go to off. And blocks on. 3 hours and 6 minutes. Clear that. Weather radar can go off as well. And yep, we're done. I think all in all it's all good, just that the parking is pretty bad. Yeah, I'm pretty much sideways. Probably have to go get rudder pedals soon, but I'm broke after buying the FsLabs aircraft, so that's a rip. Anyway guys, I hope you all have enjoyed this video. I think my recent video on the A320 reached 200 views, which is something that I haven't achieved yet on this channel, so I'd like to thank all of you guys for that. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video, next stream, which will probably be soon. And after my term test, my mid-term test, I will try and upload more or do more streams. Yeah. So anyway, have a good week ahead. And yeah, and Singlish, P3D, peace out.